No,
Alrighty.
because I have to go get batteries and a new mouse.
I guess you're ready to go with your presidential
Yeah.
stuff.
The newsletter became available very recently, very recently. Better late than never. So we have a newsletter you can go to the usual site and pull off, and Pam always picks a couple interesting newsletters from sites that make them available to groups like us to help ourselves with. So there's that, and we have the minutes in here. Do we have a motion to accept the minutes as they appear in the newsletter?
Or
Mickey is endorsing it or
I'll second it.
suggesting it, and
I'll second it.
Sharon in the back.
I can't do names.
Sharon Kohler, right?
Yep.
Oh, I gotta put for that.
Thank you.
That's up to me.
We might watch for Nancy, sometimes she comes in late.
Alright.
It's
Everybody loves the newsletter, so.
Okay.
Motion passes.
In the newsletter and my little president's column, I mentioned that we had our little lunch over at Sugar Creek. That was a few of us attended, but I think we enjoyed
yes, we
our camaraderie and
yes
talking and so on.
and listening.
Yeah, learning maybe or joking, whatever. And we want to do it. I guess we'll want to do it again in December, Mickey,
Sure.
like we've done in the past. Usually at Golden Corral, but nobody's still come in and taken over that place, have they?
No.
But Sugar Creek worked fine, to be honest. They've remodeled it. It looks nice inside.
Yeah, it was a little spread out, but with our little group, it was fine.
Yeah. We might try it. If we're a bigger group, we might want to try for a round table. And they do have 2 back rooms, but I don't know if we'd even need that. So we'll be announcing something along those lines, I guess. I think once people get to our age, we appreciate a chance to just socialize. And if we can learn something as well.
Mm-hmm.
Or have the ear of somebody who might have an idea of something to try, or fun to learn about things. Last night, the genealogy meeting had an outside speaker do the Zoom meeting who talked about using artificial intelligence to in your genealogy research. It's very interesting. And that changes so fast, you know. He said he gave that talk like a month, 2 months ago, and he said already it's different. I mean, constantly changing, upgrading. And probably next month, unless the subject reveals itself during our talk today, we'll probably do another session of our what's new and interesting, or like we often do. But Vicki has items for today there. There is topics. What is gushing?
Quishing.
That's another kind of spam.
I'm quishing.
No, it's a scam. Quishing, you never heard of quishing?
No, I don't.
Quishing.
Well, maybe we should start with that one.
Yeah, maybe we should start with that, because he's got couple scam things in the lead there.
So we'll start with.
And remember, these are all on our website under links, presentation links, and then you go and then they're sorted by date there. So you can always go back and rewatch any of these.
Feeling my husband with 8 inches was like reliving our Well, have you ever heard of quishing? It's another form of a scam that is popping up around right now. So Neil Schultz with the AARP Fraud Network Watch is here to talk more about it and how to spot these scams. Neil, thanks for being with us today.
Good to be back with you.
So we're talking about quishing. This is something I didn't hear about until you came here today. So can you start by just telling us what quishing is?
Well, it's the use of QR codes. And a QR code is a quick response code. It's been around, really, it's fairly new. Since 1994, it sort of replaced the standard barcode. It was actually developed by a guy in Japan to track auto parts, but since then it's been kind of in the public consumption, and now you're seeing them everywhere.
Yeah, QR codes are everywhere. I know we use them a lot.
Sure.
You're at work and see them to, plug different things. So tell me about what the scam that is coming with it.
Well, scammers are using these QR codes, and they'll put them on parking meters. It'll look like the one that's supposed to be on there, or they'll put one on a phone pole or on a sign or something like that, a billboard that might be up that looks like maybe a QR code would be there, and they want you to scan it, and they'll take you to a malicious website. They want to steal your personal information, and they want to get your money.
So how can you spot if a QR code is a scam? What's a good way to kind of, go sift through the good ones and the bad ones?
Well, if you get one out of the blue, if you get one that's embedded into an email or a text message or on a website or something like that, just stay away from it.
Okay.
Just stay away from it. Look for ones that are maybe on a phone pole. That's just a big red flag. If it's just in some random location, maybe on a parking meter, but it's a little off kilter, it's not quite, doesn't look like it was put on professionally.
Okay.
Something like that.
Is there a good way to verify whether the QR code is actually secure or not?
If it's on a known source, if it's on your station's website, then I'm not too concerned about it.
Okay.
But go to the main source. Again, if it's on one of the social media platforms or one of those things, I just wouldn't trust it at all. You just can't verify it.
Okay, and I know you talked about it takes you to malicious websites. What are some of the other impacts that you have seen from these quishing scams? What people are losing from it?
Well, they're losing money. They might put malware or spyware on your device. They're after whatever they can get. It's just another form of trying to trick you out of your money.
So have you seen a lot of quishing scams? Have you seen more of them recently, or is this something that has been around for a while?
It's been around, but it's fairly new.
Okay.
So we're going to see more and more of it.
Yeah, because I was saying this is something, I didn't really even think about. It makes total sense, though, that these scams are kind of everywhere.
Yeah.
So, okay, best practice, if you happen to click on a QR code or go to a QR code and fall victim of these quishing scams, what's your best advice for people to do?
Close out your device. Get rid of it as quick as you can. Delete whatever it was on. It was on an email or a text message. Just delete it and get rid of it.
Okay. So quishing scams, I know is there a certain time of the year that you guys see a lot more of them? Is it a summer thing or is it an all year round thing?
It's an all year round, but we get around the holidays, Christmas and that kind of stuff. People are going to want specials and all that kind of stuff. I expect to see more of it.
Yeah, absolutely. And is there a common, group that is falling victim to these? Is it, shoppers? Is it an age group?
I don't think it's an age group at all. And most of these scams aren't specific to an age. Anybody can be a victim.
Yeah.
No matter what age you are, where you live, if you've got a front door, a doorbell, a cell phone, a web address, you can be a victim.
Okay, so moral of the story is if you see it stuck somewhere, if it's random, if you don't know where it's coming from, don't scam it.
Don't trust it.
Scan it. I said scam
yeah.
it. Okay, do not trust it. All right, Neil, are there any final thoughts that you wanted to leave people with on just best protections from scams?
There are so many scams out there. They're not going away. Just be really careful. Trust the source. Verify.
Especially with back to school coming up, you never know. Signing kids up for anything. Be careful with it all.
You bet.
Okay, all right. Neil, thank you as always for joining us today. Really appreciate the insight.
Good to be with you.
When in the video, when they clicked on a QR code, it said open your URL or code, and then underneath it was the line that it would take you to.
Yes,
So if you look at that, you might detect
gives you the web address.
Yeah.
just like when you're in an email.
Can you get an example of that?
I can't give an example of a QR code. I tried to think of how I could do that. If I had a QR code.
If you backed up on that video,
Oh,
it was fairly close to the end the second time they did it.
let's see.
You can't. Pictures aren't mentioned.
from it.
Okay.
Just stay away from it. Look for ones that are maybe on a phone pole. That's just a big red flag. If it's just
Okay.
in some random location, maybe on a parking meter, but it's a little off kilter. It's not quite. Doesn't look like it. Scan it, and they'll take you to a malicious website. They want to steal your personal information, and they want to get your money.
So how can you spot if a QR
Do it, folks.
code is a scam? What's a good way to kind
Here, right
There
there.
it is, right,
Okay.
right.
You can click on open URL and it goes right to it, or you
Well,
can
you could, I mean, just take a look at the URL. I mean,
just
that
give
one,
it to you there.
that one goes, going to go to newyork-deliveries.com. Now, I guess, I don't know anything about it, but it doesn't sound malicious right there.
Not a big red flag.
Yeah, it's not a big red flag. If it was, something, if I was trying to go to Google or if they had this on a menu and you wanted to go to Old Town Pizza and it wasn't Old Town Pizza, I wouldn't click on it.
It's coming from Russia, maybe.
Well, that's true too. Sometimes you can't tell.
You can't tell always.
Right. I mean, if it goes to a tiny URL or something like that, I wouldn't click on it, because you don't know what you're going to get until after you click on
Exactly.
it. So
I just thought
yeah.
that was they didn't emphasize that.
No, they didn't. I was surprised at that too.
Mhm.
But that's a good thing, and that's something I wanted to bring up as well. Is look at anytime you're in there, even if you're in an email or something, you're going to see if you hover over the link. I don't know if you've all done this before. Let's see here.
Oh, yeah, where it
Yeah,
shows at the bottom.
right. Let's see. Well, let's just pick anything here. I probably have a link. Okay, here is the a picture, and it's got a link because it's a hand, turned into a hand, and you can see right next to it. In this case, since it's a web page, it'll be right next to it. Otherwise, down in the lower left-hand corner, you're seeing the same. You're seeing
We
the
don't
same.
see the lower.
You can't see it on the projector because it's underneath here.
Oh, down there.
See? Okay, the projector screen.
And that's where it usually.
But people at home can see that. So it's the same thing. It says news.ashampoo.com, blah, 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 blah. Okay, well, this is coming from A Shampoo, so the fact that this link is going to take me to ashampoo.com is a good sign. Like you said, if it was going to anything.ru or well, then I would not click on it. But sometimes it'll be, hey, there's this PDF you want to download, and you look at the link and it's not a PDF. And so yes, just be aware of hover over it. That's all you need to do is hover over it. You'll see the link. So just be aware of that and be mindful of what you're clicking on, what you're opening up.
The I know last year or let's say last year, that my grandson was at junior high in Amherst. You had to go to the window outside the door and hold your phone up and do a QR code.
Oh, yeah.
And then what come up on the screen, you had to put your name. It was
Oh,
the biggest wrong, rigmarole. You have to lock the door.
oh, geez.
It was, and now with high school, you don't have to do that. You just push on the button and I said, I'm here to pick up or drop off.
Oh, but that was at the school, no.
Oh, that was for you that had to do that. Oh, I thought you meant the students had to do that.
No,
Oh,
no,
Oh,
okay.
that would take forever.
Well, yeah, that's what I thought you were getting at.
Okay, but QR codes are out there. They're
Yeah.
useful when they're properly used.
And what he was talking about is QR codes in parking lots and things. That is a thing to be aware of, because you guys, we're not privy to that because we don't have public parking lots where you pay to park. But some of those places, the crooks are putting fake QR codes on there that even though, like I say, even the parking meters.
A cheesecake.
Oh, over in Westlake, you have to do the parking. Okay.
Just take that.
Yeah, I want you to pay with your snack.
TJ Maxx now has,
Oh, geez.
I can use it. I want
Yeah.
to-
it's their special, just a few, not all of them. If you go in the garage, you go.
Yeah, so just be aware of
Yeah, no,
fake stickers on
I
those
got
things.
free parking and did not get arrested.
Then across the QR code at a cemetery in South Amherst on a board that kind of said announcements or something. And it had a QR code and it took you to the website that kind of listed who was buried there or
That's nice.
something. And then what was the other thing in genealogy that I'm just gonna mention, but they are, they are, and it's not hard to make one.
Oh, no,
You can, do you know how real quick? to show?
yeah, you always.
Yeah, that might be useful for the people to
Yeah.
see the way the URL is up there.
Yeah,
Well, let me get. I meant to just, I'll use this instead. You are code generator, there we go. And just put in a website.
that was a generator?
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a lot of them, there's not just.
Okay.
Yeah, just pick any of them. Alright,
So you enter the website there.
okay, there it is,
And there's your QR code that'll take you to LCCUG.com.
right,
Now you're famous.
Yep.
You have a family website or something, you could share it that way.
Yeah, and you can also put, I have anything on here, let's see here. Local. Oh, I don't have anything on this computer. Yeah. I'm listening.
I also had thought or seen where people will actually put a QR code on a cemetery stone.
Uh-huh.
So if you're wandering the cemetery, if you wanna find information about that family or something, whatever they wanna share can be found under the QR code that you attach or something, I guess.
Alright, so.
They'll be doing that on obituaries.
Sure. Yeah.
I remember paying big bucks for obituaries to be done.
Oh, it only takes 2 pages.
Yeah, there's ways to customize them. Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah,
There.
there's our QR code with our logo in the middle.
Because all those other lines are what's so important
Check that out.
somehow.
Yep. So, yeah, you can do that.
Okay,
Alright.
codes, and now we know quishing. I didn't know that word.
Okay. Alright, what's next?
What else do we look at?
I think this, try to.
How about that two-factor authentication?
You like it or you
That's
don't
showing
like
up. Yeah, it's showing up more and more.
Well, it should, I mean, you should be using it.
Yeah.
Should be using that or something
Just to
else.
get in my email, I have to do a two-factor.
Okay, well, that's a good thing.
Yeah,
Yeah, because if somebody gets your password, that's one less thing they can get into.
When they verify it with my fingerprint,
Well, you have that, yeah.
I have that set up.
Yeah.
mine does it with my face.
Oh, didn't want to look at my face. Maybe, look at some of the ones I sent at the bottom, some of the ones on,
Amazon.
safety could be for October unless we need them today, because it's safety month.
Which one? Oh.
Safety
right, I
month.
forgot about that.
Well,
I always like sticking some security ones, you know that.
yeah, like I said, and I was thinking of what we could
There's so many scary things out there that I was trying to keep you.
never touch them.
Yeah.
Maybe it would start with the Amazon robot, that'll
Okay.
give us a fresh palette here.
Build a website you love.
Why doesn't work?
So I've been reading more about.
Meet the vacay dream.
robots that come in there, but more and more, because they're already in use,
Right.
anywhere from the surgical room to the car factory.
And they're more like people.
Amazon's new robot, Vulcan, doesn't look like a person or move like one.
This is the robotic gripper. This is the hand. These are paddles that can squeeze the item.
But it's doing a job that until now only people at Amazon could do, stowing thousands of items into bins.
Our hands are one of those most amazing parts of our bodies. And it's that physical intelligence, that physical AI that we're trying to give to the Vulcan robots.
While other robots rely on cameras, Vulcan is Amazon's first robot that's able to feel the items it touches, meaning it can handle way more items than past robots, choosing and placing them accurately.
So on a single shelf, you might be able to create a certain size space, maybe for a dog toy, but not for a basketball. The robot is doing that assessment.
So as Amazon empowers some of its 750,000 plus robots with more and more skills like ours, is Vulcan the robot that could finally eliminate the need for Amazon's human workforce?
There may be a reduction in workforce, but no, the workers will still be needed and the workers will be more efficient.
We went to Spokane, Washington to get the world's first look at Vulcan, fully in use on the warehouse floor, and ask its lead creator exactly how it works, why it's a game changer, and what's stopping robots from replacing all the people at Amazon warehouses like this one.
So the warehouse is 2.6 million square feet. It has 2,500 full and part-time employees.
Those employees are handling 3.5 million items every week here, with a lot of help from thousands of robots. Amazon says globally, robots help with 75% of all orders.
Amazon is one of the most advanced robot users in the world. Their robot warehouses are an astonishing thing.
There's some 5,000 robotic drive units here, ferrying packages around and tall yellow bins filled with items.
Instead of a human being going to get the product from the shelf comes to the human being.
Except for some drive units, most of Amazon's robots, including Vulcan, operate behind a fence.
To make sure that everyone around them is safe.
Robotic arms like Cardinal, Robin, and the newer Sparrow have been moving items and packages around in Amazon warehouses since 2021. But those primarily rely on cameras for detection and suction for grasp.
So we give the robot a sense of touch using a sensor that measures force in all three directions.
Aaron Parness spent 10 years developing robotics for space at NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory before joining Amazon in 2019. Now he leads the team that developed Vulcan. When the idea first came up, he thought it was impossible.
There was a recent PhD graduate who was trying to get the robot to stow items into the fabric pods. My first impression was, oh, how naive. The real world is going to teach this new grad that robots can't do these things.
Then the team came up with the Gripper with a special sensor and some key movement capabilities.
Like sweeping the items to one side. And I had this pivot from, this is never going to work to, oh my gosh, this is the future.
The final result, Vulcan, is a 3-part system. An employee puts an item from these yellow bins onto a conveyor where it's picked up by the first part, a moving robotic structure called a gantry.
Which is a robot that moves horizontally and vertically. We'll take that bag of Skittles and put it into our buffer wall. It waits there until the robot makes a match. So the robot brain is looking for an opportunity where it can create enough space to put that bag of Skittles.
Next, it's picked up by this robotic round foam disc.
We affectionately call that the squash turner. So it reorients the item, kind of like it sounds. Things like books where you want the titles facing out, or things where you need to align it so that it'll fit in the space.
Finally, the item is picked up by the Gripper.
It has conveyor belts built in, and so the item feeds forward and backward. So the Gripper has a sense of force on its grasp axis as well. So we don't squeeze a bag of Skittles as strongly as we squeeze a physics textbook.
That precise amount of pressure and torque is determined by an AI-powered sensor. This is the sense of touch that until now, experts say hasn't been put into commercial use in robotics.
The other thing that's super cool here is this guy. It's an extended sort of spatula, and the force sensor, the thing that we're feeling the world, sits right behind here, right on that spatula.
This new ability to adjust pressure means Vulcan can handle up to 75% of the 1 million unique items in inventory here in Spokane. Amazon's Sparrow robotic arm can handle some 60% of items, while Robin and Cardinal only manipulate packages.
We're also using generative AI to predict how the items are going to move. So if I push on the t-shirt, is it going to compress? Versus if I push on the bowling ball.
Vulcan's final step, finding the perfect spot to stow the item, adds some major efficiency gains for Amazon.
One of the use cases we have for AI is predicting how much space we can make in a bin, and then taking the right item that maximizes the filling of that predicted space.
So a bit like Tetris.
It is a bit like Tetris.
There is one robot you won't see all over the warehouse floor. In 2023, Amazon announced Digit, a humanoid robot by Agility Robotics that it's testing to help organize and move totes. In 2024, CNBC saw Digit being tested, but it's a long way off from being deployed at scale.
These robots don't need to be limited by our human form. They could be better than us. So why not have wheels? And that's the question, is why are you putting legs on the thing? Why are you making it a humanoid form when there are better shapes?
Vulcan, meanwhile, is not at all humanoid.
Does Vulcan represent a moment where robotics have gone from gimmick to real-world application?
To me, it doesn't matter if the robot has legs or wheels or it's bolted to the floor. I think the thing that makes the robot useful is having that sense of touch so that it can interact in high contact and high clutter environments. That's the tipping point for me, and I think we're right there, and it's so exciting.
Amazon says Vulcan operates at about the same speed as a human for now, but it also doesn't need to rest.
We have downtime for maintenance and repairs and those kinds of things, but the robot is able to operate, 20 hours a day.
Which begs the question, why wouldn't Amazon replace all its workers with robots?
If you build a terribly complicated automated system and it breaks, then everything stops. Taking out the last human is so expensive, it's so disruptive. It would be a huge investment and an enormous risk.
Instead, Amazon says Vulcan will create more jobs that are higher skilled, saying it spent more than $1.2 billion on free training to upskill 350,000 of its workers in the last 5 years.
The new jobs are going to be in maintaining and operating the robots, in installing and building the robots.
I think it will be an increase in more interesting jobs and a decrease in the dull, the dirty, and dangerous.
Humans and robotics will need to be working closely together.
In her 16 months at Amazon, Carrie Freitas-Hardy has moved from picking to working with the robots, helping when they run into issues.
It would be many decades off to have them just come in and take over. So at this point, it's more exciting, if you ask me, to see the growth potential, because that is where it does increase jobs on the backside.
Freitas-Hardy says she's not making more money in her job. But Amazon does have a free mechatronics and robotics apprenticeship program, which it says typically leads to pay increases of about 40% in new roles like those at a fulfillment center in Louisiana.
There are 10 times more robots than you would find in a building like we're in today. They have the same 2,500 full-time, part-time workers that we have here, but 30% more of those jobs are high-skill technical jobs.
One reason Vulcan can't replace people is that it only handles items up to 8 pounds, and certain shapes like round objects are hard to manage. But it does move fast, which is why it'll remain behind this fence.
Because we want to go super fast at stowing items, the robot's moving quickly, and so it is much safer just to keep it behind a fence.
The robotic drive units on the floor with workers are controlled by QR codes and radio signals coming from special vests worn by workers like Freitas-Hardy, so they know to slow down and avoid her.
So our pods are moving at quite a little bit of a pace, and you do not want to get run into by a pod. It could drag you around the floor. So again, safety is key here.
In fact, one of Vulcan's key objectives is to improve worker safety by stowing and picking in the less ergonomic high and low shelves. Limiting workers to mid-height shelves, the so-called power zone, could lower the chance for worker injuries. Amazon has long struggled with injury rates far higher than those at other warehouses, although Amazon claims those rates have improved significantly.
It's all day long and repetitive motions. I'm up and down the ladder, I'm squatting, I'm lunging. I hurt my knee because I was personally doing some bad body mechanics. I know that as a picker, if I had an innovation like this where I could have stayed within my power zone, my days would have been just so much easier.
One of our key metrics we look at is safety. So what percentage of the stows is it doing to the top 3 or 4 rows where the employee would have to reach overhead? We have a plan for that metric to get to 100%.
The hardest part of doing this job, I would say, is the repetitiveness.
Stower Daniel DeMaio has been at Amazon more than 11 years.
I expect everything to be fully automated within 10 years. I mean, absolutely, the way technology is going, and it has to be because of customer demand, I'm sure.
But at least for now, experts say fully automated warehouses without humans aren't coming anytime soon.
We used to call them dark warehouses and dark factories. We don't tend to talk about those anymore. Humans are so flexible. There's so much that a human can do that now very much we think about how can I bring in robots without having to make my factory dark.
At one point, there were rumors of fully dark warehouses that were all automated, 24 hours a day. Is that still the future?
No, not at all. Like, I don't believe in 100% automation. If we had to get Vulcan to do 100% of the stows and picks, it would never happen.
So if jobs won't be eliminated, what is the big ROI for robots like Vulcan?
Product returns are incredibly high, and product returns are incredibly expensive. Some of them will be because the wrong thing was put in the box. And if you can reduce that, that's a real cost saving straight away.
For now, Vulcan is only in 2 warehouses, this one in Spokane and one in Hamburg, Germany, and it's processed about 500,000 orders. Existing robotic arms like Robin have sorted about 4 billion packages. Amazon wouldn't disclose how much it costs to develop Vulcan, but it says it took 3 years and a team that's grown to 250 people. Ann Parnes says Vulcan is a huge business opportunity.
But Vulcan can interact with the world in a more human-like manner, and that gives us a lot more process paths that we can use automation to bring down the cost that our customer pays and the speed with which we can deliver those products to our customers.
It's amazing how much electricity they use in these buildings anymore.
Yep.
All the things I watch about AI and everything, it's gonna be happening faster than he said. And they say the robots will be able to build each other. They'll make their own, they'll make more. I mean, you'll instruct them, don't give them the material, but they'll know how to improve it because they're so coming at it. And they can work 24 hours a day. Don't need breaks.
No lunch.
No lunchtime, etc. It's
No healthcare.
That's what I was going to
no
say.
healthcare. Yeah,
That's a biggie.
paid sick days. It's fascinating. They thought they were gonna put a warehouse over in Vermillion. I think the city nixed it.
The
And the voters voted against it.
At least the mayor wanted it, yeah.
Yeah.
But the voters voted it down. We can't have any improvement.
Why would they say that?
Not in my backyard, that's why.
No, it would be more traffic or something. Why would there robots don't drive cars?
Oh, no, it would have provided jobs.
Yes, and that was the argument. They'll bring jobs and more tax money to the area.
I ordered something the other day at midnight and it was there at 5 a.m. on my front porch.
I know that, isn't that weird?
Weird.
I sat and ordered 2 things and they were here the next day after lunch.
Yeah.
That's so bizarre.
I don't have that luxury. You guys are in the urban zone.
Yeah, you're in the rural.
Yeah.
Good reason to.
Nah. I like the cows. Yeah, I like the cows. I'll stick with the cows.
You stick with the cows. I just stopped at a lady's house that I've met to look at her computer for something. And I said, I've been looking at all these housing, where they're cookie cutter usually, or maybe there's an HOA.
Yeah.
But there's pros and cons and they're all run differently. So she showed me hers. She showed me
How
the
to
whole
protect yourself. I need to protect myself. You got HOA up there. How to protect yourself.
How to protect yourself from what?
Where?
Bad guys?
Up there. I can't read the rest of it.
Oh, you were interested in something on the sheet.
Yeah. A 2-factor hack. Private or ages, yeah.
So if you're
gonna do that or?
Yeah. Okay, let's vote on full vote.
Okay.
Everybody votes full.
They've taken this video down 3 times because it teaches you how to hit. They've taken.
Don't worry.
Please.
Maybe not that.
That's just an ad.
Yeah. Stupid ad.
How to protect yourself from a 2-factor hack. Hi, everyone. Leo Notenboom here for AskLeo.com. This is one of those
Okay.
things that I think a lot of people are concerned about, but perhaps a little bit unnecessarily so. Two-factor is important, and we're going to talk about why. But I also want to go through each of the scenarios that allow you to protect yourself from your second factor being stolen or lost. So, in increasing security order, the least secure is no two-factor at all. In other words, you don't have two-factor. The only thing you need to sign into a specific account is your username and your password. If those are ever exposed, either through malware, through accident, through a breach somewhere, then hackers have access to your account. It's that simple. A username and a password is all they need if you don't have two-factor turned on. So, good. SMS text messages. Now, there's been a lot of controversy here about SMS text messages, and we'll talk about how it can be compromised in a moment. But I want to point out, any two-factor is better than no two-factor. So if all you have available to you is SMS text messaging, turn it on, use it. So what can go wrong? How can SMS two-factor be breached? Well, there are a couple of different approaches. One is what's called SIM swapping. That's where a hacker basically convinces your phone company to reassign your phone number to their phone. Then they get the text messages, and assuming they have your password, they can then sign in as you by providing that second factor. Physical theft is the other one. Losing your phone is one of those ways that people are concerned about because they've lost their second factor. Another is phishing. Phishing is one of the scarier ones, I guess, because in one fell swoop, you can be tricked into providing your username, your password, and the current SMS code that was just sent to you if you enter it all into a fake site that you think is real. And finally, and this is the one that I don't know, it annoys me, but it's true, it can happen, is what's called a telephone company breach. This has never happened in the United States. At some point, somewhere in, I think, Europe, but I could be wrong, a phone company was compromised. And by compromising the phone company, the hackers could then redirect text messages to wherever they wanted. Honestly, this is not something I ever worry about. So, how do you protect yourself from these threats? Well, to avoid SIM swapping, check with your mobile provider and see if they have additional security to help prevent your account or your number from being randomly reassigned without your authorization. Usually there's an additional PIN code involved, but the bottom line here is that many mobile providers have this ability to require a little bit more than a sob story to get your phone number assigned to a new phone. Keep your phone physically secure as well as digitally secure. Always know what to look for when it comes to phishing. And like I said, I know of no way to protect yourself from your telephone company being breached, but it's also not something that I worry about at all. And something I'm going to repeat after each of these scenarios, because it's so easy to overlook, is that the two-factor code is useless if the hacker does not have your password. That's why it's called two factors. You need both to sign in. So simply losing your second factor isn't enough. A thief having your second factor isn't enough. As long as they don't have your password, or as long as they don't have your second factor, they can't sign in. That's the whole point. Better authentication apps. Apps like the Google Authenticator or Authy or any of a number of other tools that basically, when you set up, you create a relationship between the service and that authenticator app such that it displays a new number every 30 seconds that only the service would know is correct. Or put another way, Your phone is the only device that can then provide the correct number. So, what are the ways that authenticator apps could be compromised? Well, phishing. That's number one on the list, actually. Again, if you are enticed into going to a login screen for a service that looks like your service but is not your service, it's designed to fool you into thinking it's your service, you may be entering your username and your password and the current value of your authenticator app. Now, this requires, of course, that the hacker be there in real time. I mean, they have to be somewhere on the planet, of course, but they have to be looking in real time so that they're capturing your username and your password. And for the duration of that authenticator number being valid, they then quickly enter it into your account. Then they get access to your account and can start changing things. Physical theft, if someone steals your smartphone, then by definition, they have your two-factor authentication app if they can unlock your phone. And of course, authenticator account theft. I've honestly never heard of this happening, but in theory, it's possible, and I want to include it. Many of these services allow you to set up an account. So, for example, with Authy, it knows who I am by my phone number and a password. What that allows me to do is have multiple devices that all have the same codes simply by signing into my Authy account. However, if that becomes compromised, if you give away the password or if somebody's able to sign into your Authy account, then they would get all of your two-factor codes. So, how do you protect yourself? Well, once again, know what to look for to avoid phishing. That's a common thread, not just here, but in a lot of security rules. Keep your phone physically and digitally secure. Same thing as before. And finally, properly secure your authenticator account if you are using one. And typically that means having a good, strong password and usually a PIN code to unlock the app itself. And again, this is going to get repetitious. The two-factor code is useless if they don't have your password. I keep repeating this because many people panic the moment they lose their second factor without realizing that they've not lost their password and they're not at risk. Much better, a hardware key. These are keys like the YubiKey from Yubico. This then sets up a relationship between your account online and the physical key. What that means is when your account asks you to insert the key and press a button, then only your key will know the correct answer to whatever the online service is requesting. That basically proves you are in possession of your second factor, that hardware key. Now, what are the risks? Well, besides misplacing it, physical theft. In other words, if somebody steals your second factor, well, same as before, of course, you want to keep that hardware key secure. And again, you're not going to lose access to your account unless the thief has both your hardware key and your password. The best is your hardware key plus you. So in the realm of two-factor authentication, there's actually the possibility of what I would call three-factor authentication. Normally, your password is what you know. Your phone containing, say, your authentication device or your key is something you have. The third factor is something you are, which basically means biometrics. Usually it's a fingerprint or a face recognition. There are hardware keys that both act as the simple hardware key we just talked about, but only if your fingerprint is the fingerprint that's actually pushing the button. That requires three things to be correct in order to be able to sign in. Your username and password, what you know, your hardware key, what you have, and then your finger, what you are. That is basically the highest level of security that you can come up with right now pragmatically, for two-factor, or in this case, three-factor authentication. Now, I do have to throw out, I'll call it honorable mention. Normally, when we think of three-factor authentication, it's password, key, and fingerprint in our case. However, normally when we then think of two-factor authentication, it's password and key. What if it were password and fingerprint? Totally valid. That actually is a very valid form of two-factor authentication, something you know and something you are. Now, it's not as commonplace, and honestly, I'm not really sure why that is. It certainly is an option on a lot of laptops and other things that have fingerprint recognizers. I know that for your phone, there's a fingerprint option on many of the models, but it's not used as extensively as two-factor authentication. In fact, it's rarely a replacement for two-factor authentication. I think that is because my theory is that the hardware that's used in laptops and on phones isn't necessarily as robust as that which is basically put into a purpose-built two-factor or three-factor authentication key. The risk of false positives may simply be too high, and that's something with a two-factor key or a three-factor key you really want to make sure is locked down tight. But the bottom line here is, yep, it's a possibility. It's honorable mention, but it is somewhere in the realm of being about as secure as a Google Authenticator equivalent of two-factor authentication. So, bottom line, bottom line, use two-factor authentication. Honestly, I'm not even going to say which one you should use. Use whichever one works for you, because that is more important than the difference in relative security between one over the other. What's most important is that you use one of them. That gives you the massive jump in security that two-factor gives you. After that, it's refinement, it's convenience, it's whatever works for you. Obviously, if you are a high-value target, well, you need to be talking to security professionals. But if you're just an average user trying to protect your most important accounts, like your email account, these are the options. Use one of them. For updates, for comments, for links related to
Good grief.
Scared now?
I think I'm going back to the horse and buggy.
Yeah, that's the problem with a lot of these warnings, is that you become
just
scared.
put enough fear on it that
This week, I was trying to find some information, and it wasn't until I was there for a while that I saw, this is not a secure site. I don't even know what to do about that.
It depends on what site it is. I mean, I've visited not
Does it have
secure
that-
sites, I wouldn't say on a regular basis, but I've done it before.
So how do I get rid?
Well, again, it depends on what kind of, if it's a banking site, I
Oh,
wouldn't
no,
use it.
no.
If it's just a site to get a
It was
download or
a
whatever,
site,
it was a what?
It was a historical site. I was trying to get some.
Okay, well then somebody, maybe somebody didn't buy the certificate or ran out or whatever, so that's okay. I can't remember the last time I went to a not secure site. I thought it was recently, but I can't, it's not gonna show me there.
There was a book site I used regularly that used to do that.
Yeah.
Always say, oh,
You don't
security,
remember? Well,
security.
it's, the reason they say that is because of the certificate. If you notice, if you look at our link, our URL up here, it looks normal, but it doesn't show whether it's secure or not. If you highlight, or actually, I think if you have to go here and copy that, and then we can bring up Notepad or whatever. And you paste it, you'll see that it has all the proper information, the HTTPS.
Yes.
S for secure, which means we paid money to get our certificate. We don't need that. And if you click on this and see, it says connection is secure, and it will tell you about the certificate and when it expires and.
So I can go to the website.
Yeah. Well, this website won't give you that error, right? But if you were to find a site that wasn't secure, it would have just HTTP in it, And in our case, it's going to work because it'll automatically redirect us to the HTTPS. But if a site doesn't have a certificate, it'll just have HTTP, and it'll say this site is not secure. And you can click on advanced options and go to site anyway. I forget what it says, go anyway or something like that. Continue to site, or I forget what it says. But yeah, again, if it's a banking site or someplace secure that I want to be secure, I wouldn't go there. If it's just, okay, I want to look at some pictures or whatever, or, something stupid, I don't care, then I would continue to the site. So I was looking for, maybe it was a driver site I was looking for. I can't remember what I was trying to do, but it took me to a non-secure site, a site that didn't have a certificate, and I went there anyway because it wasn't a big deal. So yeah, it's not a problem depending on what you're trying to get.
Let's look at the third from the bottom, nano banana. I want to make sure we have time to look at that because I looked really hard to find a short one that just gave an overview quick.
And I forgot to put the times on these last two you sent me. So.
Yeah, because I took some time. Everybody wanted to talk about
What's
it.
unique about Sheffield Sports Academy is we have a.
But that's all the talk this week. It just came out.
Yeah.
Want to edit a photo with just one sentence? Let me show you Google's brand new Nano Banana. And yes, it's free. First, open Google AI Studio and select the Nano Banana model. You'll get some free tokens to start with. Click the plus button to upload your photo. Then type this prompt. Turn this photo into a character figure. Behind it, place a box with the character's image printed on it and a computer showing the Blender modeling process on its screen. In front of the box, add a round plastic base with the character figure standing on it. Set the scene indoors if possible, ensuring a natural and cohesive appearance. Hit send and wait a few seconds. And your 3D kitten figure is ready. Next, import that image into Flow. Type. A pair of hands holds up a kitten figurine, showing it to the camera. And just like that, Flow turns it into a short demo video of your kitten figure. Now, let's try something different. First, upload 2 images, one of a model and one of an outfit. Next, enter this prompt. A model is posing and wearing the following items. She is standing against a dark gray background.
To stop here, did you notice that she doesn't have that in her prompt there? It says a model is posing and wearing the following items.
Yeah, the spelling.
Yeah, anyway. Got it right there. Got it right here, but not down here.
Oh, so she corrected one place.
Yeah.
Wait a moment. And the model is now wearing the complete outfit with perfect consistency. Want to make some changes? Just type, change the bag to red, and add a pair of sunglasses to the model. It's done.
I love that. My food would burn on the stove.
Or try, change the background to a shopping mall. Wait a moment. Pretty cool, right? Finally, let's also test it out in Gemini. Open Gemini and click on Tool, then select Nano Banana Create Images. Upload the photo you want to edit. In the text box, type, based on the model photo I provided, design 9 different looks with varying hairstyles and facial expressions, and present them together in a single image. Hit send. In just a few seconds, your image will be ready. It perfectly keeps the person's appearance consistent across all the styles. Google has also released some prompt templates you can use. For creating images from text, you have options like photorealistic scenes, stylized illustrations and stickers, images with accurate text, product mock-ups and commercial photography. minimalist and negative space designs, and even sequential art, like comic panels or storyboards. For editing images with text, you can add or remove elements, edit a specific area, apply style transfer, or even combine multiple images together. I've already put the links for the tools and articles in the description below. If you have any better ideas or questions, let me know in the comments. And of course, don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video.
Oh no, we need to play.
And they said people that make a living using Photoshop
Yeah,
are like suddenly out of a job. Like, this doesn't.
yeah.
By telling it. No layers or all
Right.
those things in Photoshop that you have to learn.
That was pretty good, yeah.
Yeah, but there's a lot of, if you go to YouTube, there's a lot of videos I'm using Nano Banana. I
Oh.
guess that was a short one I picked, but there's lots
Yeah, I
of them.
never really heard of it till now.
Yeah, just came out.
Oh.
I mean, these things are coming so fast, so many, you can't keep up with them. You can't even get your mind around what, and they're competing with each other, these major companies, you know?
Right.
And they've, oh, we gotta show this one right away. Do you think it's ready for prime time? Yeah, get it out there because it's better than the other guy's product. And I heard they're coming out with something big, so we gotta get ours better. It's crazy. It's crazy. Amazing world we live in.
Yeah, really scary.
So back to our list for what, another one or something?
What's that,
Which one?
cash trap? ATM cash trap, okay, join that one?
Have you heard about the people who are investing in real estate that's backed by the government for just a few $100s? It's actually pretty crazy. When someone fails to pay their property taxes, the government actually creates certificates.
If you have a debit card or you use the ATM, you need to know about this right now.
The cash didn't come out.
They were the unsuspecting victims of cash trapping.
And I thought that this was only in the United States, but someone recently saw this in London.
It's the cash. Why is the cash not coming? Go like that, put the key in, and we just twist it, and we're like, oh, there's our cash. But then it's stuck to this.
It's called cash trapping. Police say it happened twice at the Bank of America on Preston Road.
Maria Guerrero shows us how cash trapping works.
Here's how it works. The machine, there you go, the sound that it's working. But in cash trapping,
I just got stolen from. It was just a horrible feeling, just a lot of money.
In this video, I'm going to show you all how some ATMs may have set these traps to take your money. Also, at the end of this video, I'm going to show you all how to spot a cash trap device, what to do if you see one, what if your cash gets stuck, some extra safety tips, and also why this scam works so well. Let's get started right now. If you want to stay updated on things like this, subscribe to the channel today.
An international fugitive wanted for financial crimes across the world finally met his match here in North Texas. Authorities caught up with a Romanian man last week near Houston. They say he was targeting customers at bank cash machines in both Louisville and Plano. Maria Guerrero shows us how cash trapping works.
I mean, it looks just like a part of the ATM. And I just thought it was going to be a door that was going to pop up and get me the money.
Jonathan Hoag's $700 withdrawal wasn't stuck in a faulty ATM machine.
I was just totally perplexed. I didn't know what to think was happening.
Ray McCormick's $100 wasn't caught in a broken cash machine either.
The cash didn't come out.
They were the unsuspecting victims of cash trapping.
I just got stolen from. It was just a horrible feeling, just a lot of money.
Yeah, I was doing forgery investigations for 32 years, and this is a new one for us.
Here's how it works. We're pulling up to this ATM. Everything looks normal. The victim will come and get cash. The machine, there you go, the sound that it's working. But in cash trapping, nothing happens right here. Okay, so instead of getting your money like this, as normal, cash trapping, nothing happens. See, crooks put in a device that catches your cash.
Devices that they're using fits perfectly over the dispenser mechanism of the ATM machine. It has a special tool that is handmade by the perpetrator to remove the device.
Plano's theft happened in July at this Bank of America at Parker and Preston in Plano.
But this individual was waiting for the person to leave, and then as soon as they left, he would come take the device off, take the cash out.
Fortunately, Hogue snapped a picture and filed a police report, leading to a multi-agency investigation and the arrest of the alleged culprit and 2 others last week in the Houston area where he was living. Ionet Iova, a Romanian national, is also wanted by Hungarian authorities and police in Canada, with one alleged cash-trapping fraudster himself finally trapped. Authorities urge continued vigilance.
It's crazy to see how far people will go just to steal your money. Now, I know what you're thinking. Oh, that was just in Texas. Check this out.
Police in Prince George's County are issuing a warning to ATM users after finding suspicious devices at 2 banks.
Show you new photos from Greenbelt Police that show metal plates placed over the cash slots. It's a new crime called cash trapping.
Yeah, Simone, we've warned people about bank jugging, also card skimming, and now we might be looking at a new type of crime, like you mentioned it. It's called cash trapping. Now, Greenbelt Police tells us that a person using an ATM at this Bank of America here warned them about a suspicious device just this Saturday. Alicia Hernandez says she's surprised to see that thieves have figured out another way to steal people's hard-earned cash.
It's so bad. It's so bad because area is so people working hard.
Greenbelt Police say that it was a concerned resident who notified them that there was a device blocking the money slot at the ATM on Ora Glen Court.
So officers went out there and they found it, and they were able to remove the device. After they saw that, they went out to the other banks in the area and just wanted to be proactive and do a search of all the other ATMs that were around to make sure those devices weren't anyplace else.
But there was. Police removed a second device from the Capital One Bank ATM on Greenbelt Road. Law enforcement officials call this cash trapping. The plates are adhered over the money slot, essentially trapping the money as it comes out. In the photos provided by Greenbelt Police, you can see a $20 bill attached to one of the cash traps.
Based on the way the device was set up, we weren't sure if that device was there to actually trap the money or capture the money, or if it was there set up as a distraction so that some other crimes would be committed down the road.
ATM users say it's a wake-up call to be more aware.
Well, Salem police say a Lawrence man sabotaged an ATM at the Marblehead Bank on Canal Street. Officers say Henry Sandoval de Jesus installed a trap on the cash machine, which kept the money from coming out. Now, police say the device had been used several times over the past few days, so they set up surveillance. Well, they say they spotted him removing the trap.
Now, remember earlier when I said that I thought that this was just nationwide? It just so happened that someone just did this in London. Watch this.
Where's the cash? Why is the cash not coming? So we go, okay, let's put the cash stuck there. So we go like that, we put the key in, and we just twist it, and we're like, oh, there's our cash. But then it's stuck to this. It's stuck, and we try to take it out, and then the lid comes out with it. Look what they've done. Someone has taken a fake lid and has actually put it on here, like this, so that every sort of few minutes, we're guessing, they come here, and they undo this stupid thing here, they take your cash that's stuck to the sticky bit here, and then they go.
Now, I want you to know exactly what to do if you ever run into these scams. Let's go down the list. Number 1, how to spot a cash trap device. The first thing that you got to understand is awareness. Most people never think to inspect the ATM itself, but here's the reality. Cash traps usually look a little different from the regular slot. If the part where the money comes out looks a little loose, if it looks bulky or like it doesn't belong, that's your first red flag. Sometimes criminals use tape, glue, or even 3D printed parts to stick a device right over the slot. And if you tug lightly and it wiggles, just walk away. Don't force it. Just avoid the ATM entirely. I always tell people this. Think of it like this. When you go to a gas pump, you check for skimmers, right? Or at least you should just by watching the videos from this channel. Same thing at the ATM. A 10-second inspection can save you hundreds of thousands of dollars. Now, what to do if you see one, okay? Now, let's just say you're at the ATM and you notice that something is strange. What should you do? Step 1, Don't put your card in. If something looks off, trust your gut. Step 2, if you're already, let's say, mid-transaction, you already put in your PIN number, just cancel it, okay? Don't take any chances. Number 3, call the bank right away. Some ATMs, most ATMs usually have customer service or a number posted on the machine. You want to report it so they can shut down that machine before someone else loses their money. Step 4, if you're already at a bank branch, okay, and if you're at a bank branch ATM, during business hours, walk inside and tell a teller or manager. They'll usually come right out, inspect it, and in some cases, they can even refund you your cash if you were affected as well. Now, what to do if your cash gets stuck, okay? Now, here's the big one, because obviously people want to know, listen, what happens if my money gets trapped, okay? You've already entered your PIN number. Then the machine says dispensing cash. Then you hear the little motor start running, but nothing comes out. Now what do? Number 1, do not leave the machine right away. Stand there, look closely at the cash slot, and check to see if there's anything blocking it. If you see something like a thin strip of plastic or metal, that's probably the trap. Take a video or photo if you can. Don't try to rip it off. That could damage the machine and make the bank suspicious of you, okay? Number 2, call the number on the ATM immediately and then file a claim. The bank can see that the transaction is on their system that you obviously tried to take out some money. So if you were supposed to get $200, they'll see that that $200 was dispensed but never collected. That usually gets credited back to your account in the next few business days. Number 3, if the ATM is attached to a bank branch, go inside and report it in person. That way it's on record right away. The faster that you report this, the better the chance that you have of getting your own money back. Now, here are some extra safety tips. Let me give you just a few extra safety hacks when it comes to avoiding cash trapping altogether. You want to use indoor ATMs whenever possible. Inside a bank lobby, grocery store, or even the mall. These are less likely to be tampered with. Avoid isolated ATMs at night. Criminals love quiet, low traffic areas. Set withdrawal alerts on your phone. That way, if money ever leaves your account and you didn't get it, you'll know instantly. Always keep your receipts. That little slip of paper is proof that the transaction happened, even if you didn't receive your cash. Why this scam works so well. You know what makes cash trapping so dangerous? It's simple. People assume the machine is broken, so they shrug their shoulders, they walk away, and the criminal wins. It's different from a card skimmer where your information is stolen. With cash trapping, your actual money gets taken in real time. And because it feels like a technical issue, most people don't even report it right away. This is why these guys keep pulling it off. But once you know the signs, you'll never be an easy target again. You'll stop, you'll look, and you'll know what to do. And I'll see you at the next video.
Across from.
More stuff to worry about, huh?
Oh, God. Yeah, I said never use a ATM unless it's daytime in the bank's open, so you
Yeah.
can stand there and yell.
And he said, one thing I didn't agree with, he said, if you're at a ATM that has a branch attached to it, go inside. I wouldn't even do that. I'd call the branch right
Yeah.
there. I wouldn't,
Take 'em out.
I would not move from that site because as soon as you do, that car with the crooked is gonna come.
Sweep right in.
Yeah. So. But I've never heard that until I put this on there.
No.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, it's amazing how hardworking these folks are at trying to get rich from our hard work. You know, it's sad that they can't go to work and get themselves a job instead of working to steal from us.
And there's a new scam at PayPal.
Which one?
This is one of those suggestions. Wow, 36 minutes. Hey, sneaky PayPal scam. I don't know.
I could check that out at home, right?
Yeah. All right, yeah, because that's not on my list. I didn't pick that one, but anyway, is that about it, or will we do any more, or what?
You folks want one more, or should we just have comment time? Like, help, why do I do computers at all?
Oh, yeah. We want to do, I don't know if you guys.
Guys at home?
Ask the guys up that are on
Is it-
Zoom.
Is it just?
That's just Don. I think, isn't it?
Is he asleep?
He's pretty.
Those are very interesting.
Thanks, Don.
Yeah, good choice.
Yes. I'm gonna try this one. You can get more scared again.
Oh, yeah. Do the geeks on tours come from the bottom, but don't look at any, I mean, just show.
The album,
Yeah,
so just bring it up.
yeah, we mentioned,
Well, that didn't work. What happened there?
we mentioned last week, I think, month, that the link wasn't good. Oh, anyway, I guess it doesn't matter, but anyway, they have this website where you can click here.
Oh, geez, I put our own link in there. Well, that's dumb.
Oh, how did that?
I screwed up.
Well, she's, they're official participants on,
I'll have to fix that.
on, not our website.
Fix that one.
Anyway, I just was gonna comment that they have a webpage set up and say, do you wanna see the map of our tours our travels of, I mean, they're going the whole world. I mean, they were up Hawaii to Alaska and down, and they just had a map that said, this is where they just had an earthquake. And then comments about what they experienced the earthquake, and then down and what's like crossing the time zones over and over.
Here's where it's supposed to be.
And yeah, things like this. And it's just, you have to be honest, after watching so much of this and seeing where they're going, I thought, I might want to stay on land for a little while now and then.
Do they own their own?
They bought they're part of a cruise ship where
They bought a cabin on a cruise.
they're in a cabin, they have customized, yes, they.
That was last month's presentation.
Yeah.
But and other people, I think the whole ship is residential.
I don't think
Yeah,
the whole
yeah.
ship
That
is.
sounds scary, doesn't it?
I guess we'd have to.
My stepmother always booked a tour if she or my dad had surgery or illness, because you have a doctor on the ship, the food is all prepared for you.
Probably have physical
You don't
therapy
have-
right there.
Don't go to a nursing home, go on a cruise.
No, no.
Recuperation. In the right situation, maybe, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not so sure that's a good move, especially when, because.
It's kind of like hard to make your healthcare appointments.
Well,
like for Cleveland Clinic.
I don't know how Medicare handles that, because Medicare doesn't pay if you're out of the country, so.
Well, this was the first time, as you're recuperating after.
Yeah, but what happens if you do need to?
I don't know,
She
ended up planning to fly home.
If you get real sick in another country or on a boat, I guess, and have to be flown home to pay for a medical flight,
Medical evacuation.
you would have to buy another house.
If you're going to do a cruise or anything internationally, you should buy medical.
Yes.
Medical
Coverage.
insurance, right, that covers medical evacuations as well, so.
And it's very expensive for us older people.
Not necessarily, no, to buy the insurance,
Yeah.
no, not necessarily.
I would have assumed.
No.
Older people are the ones who really have to look at that.
Yeah.
I mean, if you go here and ask Clark, he'll have,
I have that.
he recommends some sites, and there was another one that was recommended by another person. And let's see here, where is? Well, that's crazy.
That's Clark Howard.
Oh, did I put the wrong thing in? I think I put it in the wrong spot.
Oh, that's a Friday.
Yeah, I put it in the email box. This is where I was supposed to put it.
I'm glad we all do that.
No, I'm so glad.
All right, let's try that again. All right.
Well, there's a lot of companies that do it.
Yeah, there are, but he always has some good
Recommendations.
right? Should buy.
What you need to know before you buy.
That's Mark Howard.
Yeah, yeah. Let's see here. See where it is. Cover trip.
How much does it cost?
All right, well, there you go. And booking trip cost 2,000. That's travel insurance. You know what? This is the wrong one. Travel insurance. That's not the right place.
What do you want?
Medical
Specifically?
insurance. Well, we want medical insurance.
Oh, no. We was
Or drug insurance.
Mhm. All right. Yeah. Go back here.
You should cover, it covers you on the boat. I don't know about plane, yeah.
Let's take out travel.
I did, and
Yeah.
one of yours.
Travel
Back
medical
to me,
insurance. Let's look at that.
I get this from the bank at home.
I guess I shouldn't open up the new window because I don't think they can see that at home. Let's see here, blah, 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 emergency evacuations that we're talking about.
Yeah, emergency
Other
evacuation
medical
to a hospital.
expenses. Right.
Sounds like a helicopter ride.
Yeah, it could be. Here we go, let's see here, the week coverage from $4 to more than 100, yeah, I mean, I don't think it's really too much. Insure My Trip is one, there's another one that I heard about recently too. Notice before you buy travel.
I know the cruise companies really push you buying that insurance.
Yeah, but don't buy it from them.
That's where it's expensive.
Okay, no, you don't ever buy any insurance from the
Person that could benefit.
well, the person who is issuing the trip, because say you buy travel insurance or trip insurance that will reimburse you if the company goes out of business, right, or something like that, which that has happened. And you buy it from the cruise company and the cruise line goes out of business, well, guess what? There goes your insurance too. So, so you buy it from a third party, so that if the cruise line does go out of business, then the insurance company can reimburse you. So.
Because they do that even for flights, don't they?
They do that. Well, yeah, you can buy trip insurance for all kinds of things. Right, right. And
Yeah,
and you can buy various degrees. You can buy, usually the most you can buy is a 75% reimbursement rate. So that, you just can't say, oh, I got a cold, I don't feel like going, and get 100%. So they want to discourage that. So they make you pay the 25% or lose 25% if you do cancel, but it's still good to have. Because you don't want to lose all that money. And especially in the case of a cruise, because a cruise, they can cancel for just about any reason.
Yeah.
And it's legal. So you don't want to give them an opportunity to do that. All right, so anyway, we got sidetracked there, but
that was just good.
It's good to talk about those things.
Okay.
All right, we time to.
Any questions or anything else?
I have a cell phone question if somebody would look at my phone for me.
Okay, we'll just hold that until after we're finally done with the meeting. Is that about it? We're done?
Yeah.
All right.
Anything you want to see covered in the future that we can be prepared for?
All right.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Yep, all right, so we got Ken
Takes care.
Bowler and I'll second it. Don,
What did you say?
Ken Kohler and Mickey for ending the meeting.
Mickey seconds, and who was first?
Ken Kohler.
Oh, Ken, okay. Hi, Ken.
Hi, Donna.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
We'll potentially have our December meeting, the second Tuesday in December at Sugar Creek.
Maybe.
Or maybe is that tax season?
That's tax season.
Well, look into it and see.
Yeah, I mean, maybe a Thursday, I don't know. Last time it was a Thursday and I don't know, I I never get it.
Yeah, we try to work around his,
Yeah.
All right, thanks, guys.
They do. Hey, very, very good today.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry we didn't make it to lunch, I forgot.
Oh.
It's right down the street.
Oh.
No.
When did you say so that I can put it in and
Well,
try to?
I said the second Tuesday, but then Vicky said,
Maybe,
he
yeah.
said see what tax training is. Cause he starts getting trained for next year's tax. So potentially the second week of the December. Yeah, Tuesday or Thursday, right? Oh, for